Hi, this is Michael. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing an oracle card reading for the energy of the collective for the waxing moon phase of the current lunar cycle. The waxing moon is the period between the new moon and the full moon, when the surface of the moon is becoming more illuminated. Overall, the waxing phase is a time for action, attraction, challenges, and decisions. The waxing phase truly encompasses three phases: the waxing crescent, the first quarter, and the waxing gibbous. And this reading will cover the collective energy for all three phases, but more specifically for the period of July 6th through July 14th. The waxing phase starts with the moon in Leo, and it will be traveling through Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and then Capricorn before making the transition to the full moon, which will peak in Capricorn on the 16th. After setting your intentions under the new moon, these seeds are now starting to sprout under the waxing crescent. The new moon gave you a chance to formulate and write down what it is that you want to accomplish, but the waxing crescent asked for us to make it known, and for us to develop our courage and willpower to push it into fruition. Make sure that you're reading your intentions regularly, aloud whenever possible, thinking about them and visualizing them being fulfilled. You should also use this time to go through your intentions and write down a list of practical goals that will assist you in manifesting each one. If you need help staying motivated, it could also help to share your goals or intentions with someone close to you. The moon's attraction energy will then reach its peak during the first quarter phase on the 9th, so this will be the best time for attracting positive people into your life. Be sure to get out there and make some time for socializing and networking during the first quarter. First quarter can also be challenging though, as we may start to feel some resistance in the form of obstacles and self-limiting beliefs when it comes to achieving our goals. Just stay mindful of any hurdles, fears, or doubts that may arise, and summon the courage and confidence to push through. Issues may arise out of nowhere during this phase, so remember to be flexible, keep your cool, and be prepared to make decisions on the spot when needed. Keep in mind the intentions that you set during the new moon, and try to make decisions that will ultimately help you manifest these intentions. Then once we reach the waxing gibbous phase around the 12th or 13th, you should start to see some results from the intentions that you set during the new moon. During this time, you should acknowledge the progress that you've made so far and adjust your actions if they aren't aligned with your intentions. Things don't always work out the way that we planned them, so this phase will help you realize what you need to reevaluate, give up, or change direction on. The moon's positive energy is strong during the waxing gibbous, so make sure you're visualizing success with your goals and intentions in vivid detail. Your creative energy may also increase during this phase, and you may find your dreams becoming more vivid, so this will be a great time for trying out some lucid dreaming. So with all that being said, let's get started with the collective reading and see what the cards have to tell us. I've laid out a card here to assist with the energy of the reading. It's a waxing moon card from the Moonology Oracle deck. The message is the energy is gaining momentum. And for the reading today, I'll be using the Earth Magic Oracle cards from Stephen Farmer. Another beautiful deck. I already meditated and shuffled before we started, but we'll go ahead and give it another quick shuffle here. And just a reminder, this is a general reading, so all of it may not resonate with you. Just take whatever does and leave the rest. And then once again, this is going to be a collective oracle card reading for the waxing moon, specifically for the period of July 6th through July 14th. Let's get started. Okay, for this first card, we're looking for what is the current energy of the collective. What is the current energy of the collective? We'll take this top one. And we've got Tsunami. Wake up call. So some of you could have had something happen in your life recently that made you think about where you are, where you stand currently, maybe where you stand in life, or maybe in your relationship even. Could have been maybe a significant loss or other dramatic event that you weren't really expecting. A tsunami is basically a large displacement of water, so some of you could have had some emotional displacement in your relationships maybe, or even in your job for some of you. Some of you may have been in denial about some things, possibly in your relationships, and you're realizing that it's time to stop avoiding the truth, or that it's best to seek higher ground or take the higher road with things. Or some of you could be really drawn to be of service to others, maybe to help wake them up. Or some of you may have recently realized your calling, your purpose in life. Okay, for this next card, what may be holding the collective back at this time? What may be holding the collective back? We'll take this one. We've got Cave, Sanctuary. Some of you could be literally shutting yourself in, not stepping out of your cave or your sanctuary. May need to focus more on getting out there and connecting with people. Some of you may be too caught up in your head, not focusing on the life in front of you and what's important. You may just be caught up in your own thoughts, or too stuck on what's going on inside of you to not see the beautifulness outside, or the beautifulness that's all around you. Some of you could be too self-absorbed, or maybe too absorbed in your own creative works. Some of you could just need to get outside more, get out into nature, and get some sunlight. Some of you may not feel connected with others, so it's also about getting out and reconnecting with people, not being a loner, and making an effort to be social. Even though time alone is definitely important, you still need to connect with others, share your light with others. Some of you may spend too much time on the computer or on your smartphone, so you may need to put the devices down every once in a while. Connect more with people, face to face. Okay, for this next card, what is important for the collective to focus on at this time? We had a card pop out there, and we've got Wolf, Instinct. It's basically trusting in your instincts, listening to that inner voice and trusting it. Some of you may need to work on your intuition, may need to meditate more. Messages from your intuition tend to be quiet, so really spending time in silence will help you hear these and interpret these messages. Also, using oracle cards or tarot cards can help you build your intuition. Some of you may need to escape, get out into nature, may help clear your mind, may help you hear things more clearly. Or really just being outside is more natural, so it helps you connect with your natural intuition. Okay, for this next card, what can help the collective achieve their goals and intentions? Get something pop out there. We have Volcano, Volatility. Some of you may need to be really more fiery and passionate about what you want, or possibly taking more action, being more explosive in your actions. May need to focus on making some slow, steady progress towards your goals. Some of you may be holding on to a lot of things that you need to release to make room for new growth or expansion. May need to free up some space there before you can make some progress. Some of you may need to be a little more unpredictable. Maybe you fall in the same pattern over and over, so you're not really getting anywhere with your goals. So maybe be a little more unpredictable to yourself. Or some of you may need to realize that some things are out of your control. You may get hung up on when something doesn't work out or go your way initially. It's just knowing that some things are beyond your control. Or some of you could just need to be more fearless in your pursuit of your goals. Okay, for this next card, what can help the collective overcome any challenges that may arise? And we've got Meadow. vulnerability. So some of you may need to be a little more open or receptive to change. Instead of butting heads with these challenges, maybe find a way to work with them, integrate them into your life. You may just need to keep a peaceful mind, keeping your thoughts serene. You may just need to relax, not get worked up by these things. It's also staying true to yourself, being yourself in the face of these challenges. Staying strong, not bending for anyone, much like the sunflower. Or for some of you, when you're confronted with challenges, you may not speak your mind or express yourself. You may hold back from that. So it's about being more open and communicating how you feel about things. Okay, for this next card, where should the collective look to for inspiration at this time? Where should the collective look to for inspiration? And we've got river, movement. So maybe you need to focus on the positive movement in your life, noticing small, subtle improvements with things and allowing that to inspire you. Also staying in the flow of things, or staying in the flow of life, or the creative flow. Some of you may need to focus on some physical exercise, a brisk walk, or some movements of sorts. Help release some of those stagnant energies you may be holding on to. If you feel guided, you may want to look up Kim Ing, E-N-G, on YouTube, shaking practice. It's a good video on how to awaken and invigorate your life force through movement or shaking. Fighting or blocking your flow of life force can make you feel stagnant, disconnected from source. So it's really just a good practice. Some of you may need to focus on being more adaptive in the way you work with others, maybe, or more adaptive in your relationships. May help just to surrender to the movement of life, resist less, go with the flow more. Okay, for this last card, we're looking for a message from the universe for the collective. Message from the universe for the collective. And we've got ancestors, generations. So some of you may need to focus on connecting more with your family, or maybe even looking into your genealogy or your family tree. You may also feel drawn to connect with the younger ones in your family, maybe help guide them on the right path, or planting little spiritual seeds here and there. Even though many of our younger generation are coming in already connected, already knowing. Many of our ancestors come back as spirit guides for us, so some of us may need to focus more on listening to the signs and synchronicities that they may be showing us, little hints or breadcrumbs along our path. In many indigenous cultures, they believe that your ancestors inhabit many of the physical aspects of the land or of nature, like the trees, the water, the air, the animals, the stones. So some of you may need to get outside more, reconnect more with nature, with those nature spirits. When you're outside, allow your heart to be open, feel that connection to the land, and also just knowing that you can call upon them for guidance and assistance at any time, especially in matters involving our family or community or ourselves even. Some of you may not connect well with your family, but it's realizing that we have much to learn from them. I believe that we choose our families before we come into this world, so there is some reason that you're with them, that you were born into them. perhaps just learning independence or whatever the lesson may be. It's also realizing that the blood within you is the blood of your ancestors, which reaches back through millennia. Could have some pretty magical DNA and not even realize it. Could have innate spiritual gifts. So maybe ask for your DNA to be reactivated, for any hidden talents or gifts to be shown to you. So some of you may have felt the call recently to wake up, make some changes in your life. Perhaps there was an unexpected event or situation that occurred, which may have forced some of you to go inside yourself. So you need to focus on getting out of your head, getting out of your house, connecting more with people. Focus on being more positive, more open, receptive. May not be sure which way to go with things, so you may need to step away from things, clear your head, clear your mind, maybe even meditate, really think about where you want to be or what you want to achieve. And it's also listening to that inner voice, that intuition, or also listening to the signs and signals from our ancestors or our guides, helping lead us on the right path. And just know that during this waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum. So this is the best time to really work towards your goals, work towards your dreams and desires. Stop making plans to yourself and get outside, take action. You need to focus on being more passionate, more fiery, more energetic towards achieving your goals. Focus on making slow and steady progress. But again, it's also about being flexible and going with the flow, not letting disturbances hold you back, making changes or carving your own path when needed, and also not being shaken by any unseen events, standing strong and pushing through. Show no fear. Know that your ancestors and spirits have your back. They may even be the guiding force behind these events. So just focus on keeping a positive movement forward, keeping your heart wide open, so when the full moon does come, you'll be in the place that you need to be, surging forward, pushing our dreams into fruition. So that's my reading for this waxing moon phase. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in.